5 one-skillet meals. That is the plan this week. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Grammy in the Kitchen. So this week we're going to do one-skillet meals. And if you check this video right here, you can see the grocery haul and the food preparation to get everything ready so we have easy assembly meals. Today we're going to have, and I cannot pronounce it, but right here you'll see the title. It's an Italian pasta dish basically. But we got all the ingredients we need out. Let's move over to the stove and get this started. Now this is the pan that we use to cook our ground meat, onions, and garlic in. Just using the same pan, haven't even washed it yet, but that's okay. So here is our cooked ground turkey, onions, and garlic. We do need to add a teaspoon of oregano, a good pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. We're going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, an 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of olive oil. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons of flour. We just want to cook our flour just for about 1 minute. This is the chicken water we use to cook our chicken wings and our chicken thighs in. One can of diced tomatoes. Our heavy cream. You can use store-bought, but this is a raw heavy cream I get from my raw cow milk every week. We're going to add about half of this pint-sized jar. I have 10 ounces of macaroni pasta. And we're just going to cook this until the pasta is done. We're going to come in here and make sure we're scraping the bottom, make sure we don't have any pasta sticking to the bottom. Now our ground turkey is done, and then we added the chicken stock, the heavy cream, and the canned tomatoes. But I want to taste it for seasoning. Alright, I am going to add some Italian seasoning to it. 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add another pinch of salt. We're going to keep an eye on our liquid because we definitely do not want this to boil dry and then the pasta is not going to be able to cook in this liquid. And then we just have a few more steps to do to get this finished. That was very quick and easy to put together. Still needs a little something, so I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of basil. And then a pinch of red peppers. Totally optional. If you don't like spicy, leave it out. If you like spicy, just add more. We'll turn it down to a medium low so it doesn't boil away before my pasta is done. That literally took less than 15 minutes to get everything together and to a boil. I'm going to add about a half a cup of water. It's evaporating just a little bit faster than what I wanted, and the pasta's not done yet. But we started this exactly 20 minutes ago. Let's check the pasta, see if it's done. Not quite. Almost though. Now we're going to go ahead and add our final ingredients. So this was a 7-ounce tube of cream cheese. Cut it in half, so it's about 3.5 ounces going in. Four ounces of our home grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put maybe a half a cup in here. Let's stir all that in and get it all melted in this delicious sauce. And just like that, dinner is ready. Because we already had our ground meat cooked with the onions and the garlic, which you can totally omit and leave that out if you wanted to. That saved us time for those busy weeknights that we need to get food on the table. So when you get off work and you gotta go home, you have a choice. Cook dinner, stop somewhere and get fast food or a pizza, or don't eat at all. But this is a healthy, nutrient-dense, home-cooked meal we put together in less than 30 minutes because we prepared for these meals. So everything is ready. The final thing we're going to do is put about a cup of grated mozzarella right on top. The burner is off. We're going to put the lid on and let the heat in this pan melt that cheese. So this Italian cream tomato pasta came together super quick because we were prepared for this. If my calculations are correct, and I hope they are, this dinner only cost us $7.26. And there's at least 6 servings in here. So this is enough for us to have for dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow. Our first one skillet meal came together in 30 minutes. Let's take a peek. Family, that looks beautiful. The cheese melted all over. Yum. Oh. Alright, let's get some cheesy gooiness bite. This is a keeper. It's almost like a hamburger helper with other ingredients, because we have the cream cheese, the Alfredo, and the Parmesan cheese in here. But this can pass as a hamburger helper, a one skillet hamburger helper meal, no problem. Like I said, I cannot pronounce this name, but you'll see it right there. This is going to go in the recipe book. Recipe 1, super success. Can't wait to see you tomorrow for day 2, recipe 2. Day 2 of our 1 skillet meals. Yesterday's dinner, again, I don't know how to pronounce it. You'll see it right there. Was delicious. The husband loved it. Today we're going to do an Italian sausage rice with peppers. If you're ready, let's get started. So this is our mild Italian chicken sausage. It's fully cooked, but we're going to go ahead and slice these into medium big chunks. Maybe a ½ inch. That looks good. Now because the sausage is already cooked, we can actually throw everything in the skillet and don't have to worry about cooking the sausage. Now if you have a pork sausage that is raw, just go ahead and cook them the day that you do your meal prep. It will be just fine. So I have one of our bags of peppers, one of our bags of jalapeno peppers that we chopped the other day, our sausage, a ½ cup of rice, and this is the chicken water from cooking the chicken wings and the chicken thighs. I just saved a quart. The rest of it is in the freezer, but we're going to need at least 1 cup of this and a cup of water. So I have a cast iron skillet on the stove. We're going to add a drizzle of olive oil. I went ahead and took a garlic puck, and we're going to add some cumin. Go ahead and add our sausage. Add our peppers. And our jalapenos, optional. Do not add it if you don't want to. We're going to go ahead and put in our garlic puck. We just want to cook this until the peppers are soft and the garlic has released its flavor. So I have 1 cup of the chicken water and 1 cup of water, a ½ cup of rice, we're going to add a pinch of pepper, a good pinch of salt. Don't need too much because that's pre-made sausage. And a ½ teaspoon of cumin. Now this is a ¼ teaspoon, so I'm adding 2 of those. Now we just want to cook this until the rice is done and the water and the chicken stock is evaporated into the rice. We're going to cook it with the lid on, but I do have a thin spot right there. Alright, so the rice is puffing up. We know it's cooking. This is beautiful. It's just a simple, easy dish. We do need to taste it to see if it needs anything. It needs a lot of salt. And some pepper. I'm going to add a little bit more cumin. We put in a ½ teaspoon. I'm going to add another ½ teaspoon. So now we're up to 1 teaspoon of cumin. We're up to 22 minutes as of right now. We're going to go ahead and add a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, or you can use regular paprika, whichever you prefer. Alright, I see our liquid is evaporating. Need to test our rice to see if we need to add any more water. Flavor is spot on. You don't have to use Italian sausage. You don't even have to use chicken sausage. You can use a Mexican sausage or a Spanish sausage, whatever you choose. And this is what I found. This is what we're using. And the rice is cooking perfect. Alright, I'm going to leave the lid off so all of this liquid can evaporate out. Our sausage and rice is done. It took exactly 30 minutes. All in one skillet. Now we're ready to serve this. You ready, family? Look at that. Do you see how beautiful that is? This is some home-dried cilantro. You can use fresh if you have any. Mine has not started yet, so we're going to put some dried cilantro. Let's give this a taste. We want to make sure we get the perfect bite with some rice, some peppers, and some sausage. Family, that is so good. That's a keeper. If you ever find sausage on sale, buy them, stick them in your freezer. That way you know you got a quick, easy meal when you need it. This is good. Italian sausage and rice with peppers, so good. Now, if I did my cost on this correctly, the sausage was the most expensive thing. It would have been under $9. It's kind of hard to figure out rice because the bigger pack of rice you buy, the cheaper per unit you pay for it. And then breaking that unit to a half a cup is almost impossible. I think, let me see, let me look at my notes because I do have notes. Rice, nope, wrong side. Let's go over here. Found rice at the store for $3.50 for 2 pounds. That's a lot of rice, and we only used a half a cup. So maybe, I don't know, 20 cents plus the $4 and something for the sausage, $1 for the peppers. The chicken stock was pretty much free because we just used the chicken water from cooking the chicken thighs and the chicken wings. So that was free food. So maybe $6. Let me know if you did the math. $4.20 something for the sausage, maybe 20 cents for the rice, $1 for the peppers. The jalapeno peppers were free because we grew those. Not that they were free, but we grew those at home. Chicken stock was free. So this was a very cheap, economical, budget-friendly meal that came together in 30 minutes. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's going to be another wonderful one skillet meal. Day 3 of our one skillet meals. We're going to do a beef and potato. This is similar to what we did in the crock pot last week, but we're going to do this one in a skillet. I think it's going to be more than 30 minutes, but we're doing one skillet meals. We'll just do one skillet meals. So this is 2 pounds of potatoes that were left over from the crock pot meal. We're just going to use the 2 pounds of russet potatoes plus 1 bag of our already cooked ground turkey with the onions and the garlic. So now we need to get the potatoes peeled and diced. We're not slicing these, we are dicing them. And it looks like we have 5 potatoes. Let's go ahead and get these peeled, rinsed off, and diced. If you're using a new potato or a yellow Yukon, you can actually leave the peelings on those. This is a russet potato, and I just don't want a russet peeling in my dinner, so that is why we are peeling them. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this all peeled and bring you right back when we're ready to start dicing. Do you find peeling with a peeler is faster or slower than peeling with a paring knife? So I'm cutting about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to rinse these off and then we're going to move over to the stove. Now because we are working with raw potatoes and it would take a very long time for them to cook or fry in the cast iron skillet, we're actually going to boil those just a bit in some of our chicken water from where we cook the chicken wings and the chicken thighs. That was probably about 1.5 cups. We're going to go ahead and add our peeled, diced, rinsed potatoes. Just want the potatoes to get a little head start. I'm going to add some pepper and some salt. I'm going to put a lid on and just let those cook for about maybe, once they come to a boil, about 15 minutes. I want to go ahead and take the top lid off because as they're cooking, they're boiling, I want some of this liquid to evaporate, but I don't want it to be completely dry. So I'm taking the lid off to let it evaporate and I can keep an eye on it. It has been 3 minutes since it started boiling. Potatoes are not done. So we put the potatoes in with the chicken stock and then brought it up to a boil with the lid on. Then we took the lid off and let it continue to boil so some of that liquid can evaporate. This is what we want. So the potatoes are done in here. Now we need to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to add about 1 cup of heavy cream. We're going to add 1 of the bags of our cooked ground turkey with the onions and garlic. We're just going to let those ingredients warm up just a bit. We'll put the lid on. Have a little vent spot right here. Turn it down to a medium-low and just let that simmer for a bit. We have some green beans on the side, so I'll open up one of our home canned green beans. I'm adding a tad bit of butter. Use any kind of fat you like or leave it out. Doesn't matter. Pepper and salt. add just a pinch of thyme. And a pinch of crushed red peppers. Totally optional. Leave it out if you don't like spicy. Add more in if you like spicy. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's stir that in. And the sauce is starting to thicken up from the heat. Oh, this is so pretty. Alright, now we need to taste it to see if we need to add any salt or pepper. Definitely need some salt. Now, like I've told y'all before, when you're using a real salt, like Redmond's real salt or a Himalayan salt, you need to add more because it's not just sodium. There's actually minerals in real salt that table salt does not have. And I can't emphasize enough, stay away from the table salt. Either get a kosher salt or real salt. And if you want, you can add some peppers to this. It would be really good. Husband's not big on peppers, so we're not doing that. This is our home grated Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to put a layer, maybe just a quarter of a cup right there on the top. And this is mozzarella. I do not have any cheddar cheese. Haven't gone to the store to get it yet. But use whatever cheese you like. Colby Jack would be really good on here. A pepper jack would be really good. Mozzarella is what I have. Mozzarella is what we're going to use. We're going to turn the burner off. Put the lid on so that cheese can be steamed in there and melt. We're waiting on our green beans, and then dinner will be ready. Not counting the peeling and the dicing of the potatoes. With that time put aside, this meal came together in less than 30 minutes because we did a prep all in one day of the ground turkey or beef, whatever ground meat of your choice. This came together in less than 30 minutes. I opened up a jar of green beans, threw that in a pot with some butter, salt, and pepper, cooked our potatoes, added all the other ingredients, and it's done. If you were to add the peeling and the dicing of the potatoes, you're probably adding another 10 minutes. This meal came together in 40 minutes. On a busy school night or work night, when us parents are so busy running around doing things for other people, we need to find time to be able to put a healthy meal on the table. Spending one day in the kitchen doing all the prep for your meals for that week is time well spent. Enough rambling. Let's see what we have here. Are you ready, family? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so let's go ahead and scoop out some of this deliciousness. Do you see all the cheesiness right there? Ooh. It smells so good. Let's put some green beans on our plate. And that, my family, is a healthy meal. You've got your protein, you've got your carbs, you have some green. Perfect meal. Are you ready? Because I am. I want to make sure I get the perfect bite. Do you see that? If we had cheddar cheese or a Colby Jack, it would even be better, but the mozzarella on it is pretty good. Mmm. So easy. So easy. Now my calculation said that This meal costs $8.86 if you had to go and buy each one of these ingredients to make it yourself. Mozzarella we already have, Parmesan cheese we already have, and the heavy cream we get from our raw cow milk. So we have that every week. But if you did have to budget this into your meal, that's about what it's going to cost. So this meal came together in less than 40 minutes total time, 30 minutes cooking time, and under $10. And their ingredients, we know what they are. We have control of all the spices and the herbs that we put in our meals. This is a winner. And ground meat is a reasonable price. Potatoes are a reasonable price. And we got a healthy meal from 2 items that are reasonable price in the grocery store. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Day 4 of the meal plan this week. We're doing a 1 skillet Alfredo dinner with the chicken thighs that we cooked on Sunday. But we're doing this all in one pot. We're not using fettuccine noodles. We're actually going to be using the egg noodles we had left over from the week before. And we're using half of that. So I already weighed out 8 ounces of the egg noodles. And now we're going to go ahead and get to the skillet and get this thing assembled. Y'all ready? So I have the large skillet on the stovetop. Now because our chicken thighs are only partially cooked, we're going to finish cooking this in 2 cups of chicken stock. I really don't want to fry the chicken, but I do want it all cooked together and be well done. Alright, so we're just going to give that a few minutes. Make sure all that chicken meat is cooked. Let's go ahead and add some salt and some pepper. So our chicken has been cooking for about 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder because we did not put garlic with our chicken. And we're going to do a half a teaspoon of onion powder. We're going to put a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I'm add about a tablespoon of butter. We'll add about a 1/4 teaspoon of rosemary. So I have about 1.5 cups of heavy cream we took out of the freezer. We're going to go ahead and add that in there. Let's taste it for seasoning. Alright, we need to add some salt. A little bit of pepper. I have 8 ounces of store-bought egg noodles. We're going to add that in there. Ideally, we want this underneath the liquid. But I'm going to try not to add any water or any other liquid to this because I want it to be nice, thick, and creamy. So we'll be keeping an eye on our liquid levels. And if we have to add some, we will. I do not have a lid for this large cast iron skillet. So I'm just going to be using a pizza pan on top to hold in the steam so those noodles can cook. Alright, let's taste the noodle. It's getting close. It needs a lot more salt. And I think a little bit of pepper. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of basil. We're going to put the lid back on. Let it cook for a few more minutes until those noodles are done. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to add a little bit of water. I'm going to start off with about a half a cup. This is basically an Alfredo sauce that's cooked backwards. We were keeping with the one skillet meal. That's what we're going to stick to. We're almost there. Oh, the flavor is spot on. We are 21 minutes into this dinner. So that water we put in has cooked the noodles, and we are ready to move on to the next step. So this is the bag of Parmesan cheese we took out of the freezer. We used this in a couple of the dishes this week. I'm going to go ahead and add the remainder into this dinner. Stir that in. We're going to turn the burner off, and we're going to add some mozzarella right on the top. We're going to put the lid back on. Let the residual heat in the pan melt that cheese with the burner off. From the start of this video of turning that burner on until the cheese melted on top took 25 minutes. It would take you longer to figure out what you want to eat from a fast food joint and go and get it, or going there to eat it, or whatever the case may be. It takes longer than that to order a pizza delivery. 25 minutes. Let's take a peek. Look at that cheesy, melty goodness. All right, let's go ahead and scoop up a plate and let's taste this. Easy, throw together, homemade Alfredo sauce. Why buy a jar of pre-made Alfredo sauce when you can make it with simple ingredients in your home? so cheesy goodness. That is so good, so simple, and so fast. And I'm sure you can make this with any pasta of your choice. Use the egg noodles because that's what we had on hand from the previous week. But use fettuccine if you want. Use spaghetti, use macaroni, use whatever you want. But this was a simple, delicious, healthy, we know the ingredients dinner that came together in 25 minutes. Family, I'm proud of us. We did really good. Tomorrow's video is going to be just as good. Day 5, our 1 skillet meals. But I need to update yesterday. I didn't tell you how much that cost. We did use chicken thighs I found on sale. I had it in the freezer. So if you're using a chicken breast, your price will be a little different. But the meal I made with the chicken thighs, the half bag of egg noodles, the heavy cream, and I did have to use some chicken stock, home canned chicken stock. But if you bought chicken stock, I have that price included. So yesterday's dinner came up to right around $10. It fed us for dinner yesterday and lunch today. So in my opinion, $10 for one dish, 4 servings out of it, 2 servings for each, the husband and myself. I think that's a pretty good price. On to today. We're going to do a taco skillet meal. This is the meal we're going to use our tortilla chips. Plus I have all the ingredients right here. Let's go ahead and move over to the stove and get this dinner going. I'm going to go ahead and open this can of black beans, strain the juice out of here and rinse them off. We're going to go ahead and heat up our cooked ground turkey with the onions and the garlic. We'll add one of our bags of already diced green and colored peppers and one of our chopped up jalapeno peppers. I'm going to add just about a half a cup of chicken stock. And I just want to cook that until the peppers get softened and the ground turkey is warm. This is a homemade taco seasoning. I'll leave a description below on the recipe that I use to make my taco blend. And I really don't know how much I'm putting in here, but we're going to guesstimate. Alright, we're going to start off with 3 heaping tablespoons. If you don't want to make your own, you can use the packet. It will be just fine. 1 can of diced tomatoes. Just a little bit of water to clean the can out. One can of black beans that have been drained and rinsed. 8 ounces of corn. This is frozen corn, but you can use canned corn. Just drain and rinse those. We have the stove on a medium-low because each item is cooked, each item is done. We just want to warm everything together. We are 21 minutes into starting. If you remember on one of the recipes this week, we needed a half a brick or tube of cream cheese. I'm going to go ahead and add the other half. Stir that in really well. Right, let's taste it for seasoning. Perfect on the taco seasoning. Now we're going to go ahead and add about half of the bag, and this is a 12-ounce bag of corn tortillas. And as I told you yesterday, I did not get cheddar cheese. That's okay. We're going to use mozzarella. If you have cheddar cheese, or if you want to go get cheddar cheese, go ahead. I have mozzarella. That's what we're using. Trying to get the meat and vegetable mixture on top and have the chips underneath. That's the plan. Alright, that's the best we're going to do without making a huge mess. We're turning the burner off. Now we're going to add a shredded cheese right on the top. Put as little or as much as you want. I don't have a lid for this pan, so I'm going to use a pizza pan just so the residual heat can warm that up and melt that cheese. Family, you ready? Look at that. Oh, that looks so pretty. You can serve this over a bed of lettuce and it would be the perfect taco salad. All right, let's see if we can find the perfect bite with the vegetables, the meat, the cheese, the tortillas. Yes, family, this is good. So by my calculations, if you had to buy everything to make this dinner, you have nothing in your house, which I encourage you to start stocking up on things. This meal was around $9. Not bad for a home-cooked, nutrient-dense, healthy meal. $9, guys. It all came together in 35 minutes. That's from turning the stove on until the cheese melted at the end. 35 minutes, family. You can do this. You can get in your kitchen and make a healthy meal at home in less than 40 minutes. This is probably the longest one at 35 minutes. Everything else has been right around 30 minutes. If you plan ahead, if you already know what your menu is going to be for the following week, get in the kitchen and do as much as preparation as you can so that you can have success on each night that you need to cook dinner at home, which in my opinion should be every night. So our total cost for the week is going to be right around $50. When you find protein on sale, buy it. Matter of fact, this week in my area, Kroger has chicken breasts for $1.99 a pound. You're allowed to get 5 packs, and it's one of those big packs. I will be picking up 5 of those chicken breasts this evening after I get off work. And Food Lion has chicken wings for $1.99 a pound. I will be picking up a couple of those get those par cooked and in the freezer so the husband or myself, we can have quick wings when we want it. So when you find protein on sale, that's when you buy it. And that's how you can get the cost of your food, of your meals, to a minimum, because you're not buying what you need, you're buying what's on sale, and you shop your freezer and your pantry. So I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me this week as we did 1 skillet meals. Perfect success. We have some new recipes under our belt. We can move forward and try these recipes again. If you don't mind, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, please subscribe. I would love to have you part of the Grammy family. And don't forget, A Girl in the Garden and myself are doing a bread collaboration in the month of October. It's called #MakingBreadOctober. Make sure you check out Judy's page, A Girl in the Garden. And keep an eye out on those Friday videos for October for bread making. I've already started working on my menu for next week. And there's a video coming out tomorrow explaining how and why I shop and meal prep the way I do. I hope you go check that video out tomorrow. It'll be a good video. We can all learn something new. We can always add knowledge to our kitchen, to our home, to our lives. Right over here, you'll see 2 videos that I hope you will find inspiration from. And until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, family.